real one. I've never heard it. This is a story that it changes all the time. This is a story that when my kids, you're gonna record this. My kids, when they get ready to go to bed, they say, "Hey, Dad, tell me a story." Sometimes we read a story from a book, and sometimes we do the story of the three-legged goat. So we start off, and it always starts off the same way. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, because that's how you start a story, there was a three-legged goat named, and this is where my kids yell out the name, Bob. He's Bob. All right, so you guys are going to help me out with it. So, we'll start it up. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a three-legged goat named
Bob.
Chester.
Optimus Prime.
Yes.
You're supposed to Bob. We got to go with Bob, right?
Yeah,
That's his name.
Bob.
Bob.
I like Chester.
Well, one day, Bob was out with his friends, and he had a few friends. He had a friend that was a gray squirrel, and a friend that was gray fox, and he also had a couple other friends, but he mostly hung out with those two. And they liked to go out, and they liked to kind of play, and they had picnics and stuff like that. But one day, he was out with the gray squirrel, and the gray squirrel said, "Hey, let's have a race." So they decided that they were going to have a race, and they got all lined up, and the gray squirrel's kind of fast, so he's kind of jittery, and he's kind of hanging around, and he's like, ready to go, ready to go, ready to go, ready to go, ready to go. And three-legged goat's lined up, and he's kind of got his thing going. And Red Fox has got to be the guy that yell starts, so he gets ready to go. Ready, 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 go! Of course, the gray squirrel's just fast. He's like lightning. So, and he busts over, and he's headed toward the finish line. Three-legged goat, poor little guy, he's got 3 legs. So he's running. And he's just kind of getting all sad, and everybody's watching him, and they're thinking, man, this just isn't right. And he finishes, and everybody's happy he finished, and that's all cool, but what can we do to make this guy a little better? So Red Fox, he thinks on it, and he kind of sneaks off. Red Fox is really smart. You know, foxes, they're wise. They're kind of witty, and they know how to do things. So the sly Red Fox, he went home that night, and he kind of worked. And he was in his shop, and he'd hear things kind of... And he kept building and everything. And he came out the next day, and he went over to the three-legged goat's house, and he said, "Hey, Bob, come here. We're going to have another race today, but I got something that's going to help you out." And he walked over to the three-legged goat, and he said, "Check it out. I made you a leg." So he gives him this Robotron leg. And they fit it on there, strap it on. Try it out. So now he's like, "Pop, pop, me, pop, pop, me, pop, pop, me." And he's a little bit awkward at it at first, but then he gets used to it, and pretty soon it's pop, pop, me, pop, pop, me. And it just makes this really cool sound. And get all lined up, getting ready for the race again. And this time, when they get lined up, Red Fox is ready to go, and who knows? He's made this leg perfect, so it's all going to work out. So he gets his hand raised up in the air. Ready, set, go! And they take off. Gray squirrel's taking off. He's running fast. Three-legged goat. Bob is just trucking along. Call on me, call on me, call on me. They get to the end of the line, and it's a tie! The three-legged goat with his new leg is just as fast as the really fast gray squirrel. So they had really good fun that day. They went out. They had cupcakes to celebrate, and they hung out and just had the best day they could ever have.